Hi guys, I'm Raquel from MHFamilyAdventures, and I'm currently sailing on board Carnival's newest ship, Carnival Venezia. And I have 10 tips for those of you who are preparing to sail on this fun Italian style ship. Now these tips aren't in any particular order. These are just some tips and tidbits that I think you might find helpful for your cruise. All right, tip number 1, if you plan to partake in any of the theatrical shows or some of the Carnival favorites such as Family Feud, then you definitely want to make sure that you get to the theater at least 15 to 20 minutes in advance. The theater on this ship is a little bit smaller than the standard Carnival ship, and if you want to be sure to see those shows, you need to get there early. All right, tip number 2. Now, one of my favorite things about this ship are all of the covered areas all around the ship. So if you look on the Lido deck, this Lido deck looks different from any other Carnival ship, but there are like balcony, little cove areas right there midship deck 10 at the Lido deck. There's also, if you're walking down deck 10, deck 11, starboard and port side, there are some lounge chairs that are covered in the shade. So if you're like me and you try to avoid roasting out in the sun, I highly recommend getting one of those covered areas. There's a lot more covered, shaded area on this ship than any other Carnival ship. All right, tip number 3, the Lido Marketplace. So the Lido Marketplace is the buffet on board, and just like any other Carnival cruise ship, it tends to get pretty crowded. So I strongly recommend that if you are dining in the main buffet, that you choose to go to the second buffet station, which is located closer to the aft of the ship, because it tends to be less crowded and you're able to find more seating in that area. Tip number 4. So one thing about Carnival, they're known for having some deluxe bedding. Their mattresses, their bedding is just very comfortable. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like the same bedding that we're used to with Carnival rolled over onto this previous Costa ship. So the mattresses are pretty firm. So if you are like me and prefer a softer bed, I highly recommend talking to your room steward as soon as you get on board to see if you can get one of their mattress covers that'll provide you a little bit more comfort. So again, these beds are a little bit firmer, and I don't know if it's just because they haven't had as much wear and tear, but they are not as comfortable as your standard Carnival beds. Tip number 5, plan to participate in the theme nights. So one of the theme nights that they have on board, which is different on this ship, is the Captain's Toast. Now this is brought to you Italian style, complete with violinists and performers and singers. So you definitely want to make sure that you pack a Venetian mask to wear during the Captain's Toast. It is a wonderful event. And if you forget your mask, they will offer an opportunity on board where you can make your own mask free of charge. And if you don't get up early enough to make your own mask, you can stop by the Pixels Gallery and get a mask for $20. Tip number 6 for you is you have to try out all of the new restaurants and dining options here on board Carnival Venezia. There are some options that are more Italian style than you would find on the standard Carnival ships. So definitely check out La Strada Grill, which is located on deck 5 midship. This offers different types of salads and sandwiches. They also have Il Viaggio, and I can never say that right, which is the upcharge specialty dining option. We'll be dining there tomorrow, so I'll be sure to leave a review for that. But also, if you go to Guy's Burgers, there's 2 burger options there that have an Italian flair, as well as Tomodoro, which has replaced Blue Iguana, and they offer different Italian themed, well, Mexican, Italian fusion there for you to dine. So be sure to check out all of those options. They are all delicious. All right, and speaking of dining, tip number 7. If you select anytime dining on this ship, you will have a chance to be able to check out the most spectacular dining room that I've personally ever seen on a cruise ship, the Canal Grand Restaurant. Now in there is a gondola, a full-size Italian gondola right there for you to view. It is a beautiful dining room. So if you want to have a chance to maybe dine beside that, select anytime dining. All right, tip number 8, the gelato. Be sure to try the gelato that's located at Java Blue Cafe. Now it is an upcharge. It's $3 for 1 scoop, $5 for 2 scoops, and you can choose to have it in a cup or a cone, but the gelato is delicious, and that is a new addition to this Carnival ship. I highly, highly recommend it. Now, of course, you can get the 24-hour, or not 24-hour right now, but you can get soft serve ice cream late into the night, but be sure to check out the gelato. It is delicious on this ship. All right, tip number 9, and this is something that's different. So the deck parties and sail away party, things like that you normally have on Carnival ships, they usually take place on the Lido deck, located either deck 9 or deck 10 midship. Well, on Carnival Venezia, your sail away party and your huge deck parties are going to take place at the aft of the ship. So still on the Lido deck, deck 10, but it'll take place at the aft of the ship. And that is because there's a lot more space back there where the used to be adults only pool was located. Right now it's currently open for anyone, but there's more space back there to have the sailaway parties, deck parties, and things. So be sure not to miss out on the sailaway party like I almost did, and go all the way aft, deck 10. All right, and tip number 10, and this is probably one of my favorite spots on the ship, is the Serenity deck. The Serenity deck on the ship is spectacular. There are lots of seating options, very comfortable, more private and secluded than any other Serenity deck that I've seen. They have it nice to where, like, if you and your spouse or significant other want to just relax, like, you can kind of have your own little private area. So be sure to get up a little bit early. Now, don't be a chair hog or, you know, lay your towel across the recliners, but get up early and take advantage of the adults only Serenity deck, which is located on deck 15 on this ship toward the forward. It is a wonderful place to relax. All right, and those are just a few tips for cruising on Carnival Venezia. I'm sure there are a ton of other tips that you'll pick up if you catch out our full-length vlogs on our YouTube channel, MHFamilyAdventures. Again, I'm on board right now for a 4-day sailing, and I will be bringing to you full-length vlogs featuring our day, how we spend it on the ship tours, testing out different food options and things. So be sure that you check out our channel, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, turn that notification bell on, because we have a lot more cruise content coming your way. If you have any questions about Carnival Venezia, feel free to ask that in the comment section and I'll do my best to answer that. But again, if you are cruising on Carnival Venezia, you are in for a special treat, because Carnival is doing it big, Italian style.